Welcome to Stock Dogs Unleashed. Get ready for another episode where we dig deep into ranching life and the world of the working dog.
From the ups and downs of handling cattle to training the perfect stock dog, we're sharing it all.
We'll be telling some crazy stories, offering tips and tricks, and of course throwing in a little bit of humor along the way.
Whether you're working on the ranch or just love hearing about it, there's something here for everyone.
So sit back, grab your coffee, and let's get this episode rolling.
Okay, Travis, welcome back to Stock Dogs Unleashed in Utah.
Back again. Glad to be here.
How is it?
It was good.
You must like it. You've been here 3 times in a row.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. No, today was a good day. Worked some more dogs. Stock tested a few puppies.
Yep.
You've seen your up and coming stock.
Yep.
A couple of nice ones in there I liked a lot.
Yeah, there's a couple of nose biters in there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I like those.
Yep, one was in there. I think you should name Rocket because he really well launched himself.
Yeah, the sheep are getting to the point where they're wise to it. And I had my big rams because they're getting to be big pups.
Mm-hmm.
But they're smart enough. They all stand on their hind legs in the corner and climb on top of each other, and they hide their faces. And that pup wanted to know so bad. He was jumping clear up on top, climbing the pillar and getting something and bringing it back down with him, which was pretty cool for, 3.5, 4 month old pup.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Pretty awesome. I about swore is what it was.
Good catch.
Good catch.
Yeah.
That's for the kids out there.
Shout out to the kids.
That was for you, Brett.
Yeah, we did have Brett on. Yeah, so that was good. You picked up one of his dogs.
Yep. Oh, cold hard cash. Bad pajama.
Mm-hmm.
Trained good. Works good.
What do you like about her?
She's a brick daughter. And
that's it? Just a brick daughter? That's the best. Yeah, shout out to Brett K, but it's good that you got a brick daughter.
No, she really is trained really nice. She's already proven that she has high longevity, stamina. Mm-hmm. And she's got bite, style. I like her. I've always liked her. She's got no ears. You don't have to worry about that anymore. So,
what's the story on that?
When she was a puppy, she probably should have been called Radar because she had massive ears that stood straight up, prick-eared as can be. She was actually a funny-looking little turd. And the pen I had at the time had 3x3 holes in it, and they were right next to other pen. And she was just a little thing, and I had 2 or 3 puppies in the pen next to her that were a good 2 months older, bigger.
Yep.
Poor little thing stuck her head through the fence, barking at them, and they stuck their head through the fence and got a hold of an ear. And when she started squealing, I think the other one stuck its head through. I think they just bit her ears off. It's a sad little thing.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's why her name's Fancy. She's a pretty little girl. That's why she's tough.
Fair enough.
So they just froze off. I was teasing.
Teasing a line.
It's hard to tell.
It's very hard to tell. The waters are getting murky, folks.
It's a good story, though.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
So people out there, you got dogs with big ears. Put them in solid-sided kennels.
Oh, yeah. The big ears is just part of describing the dog. It's literally, if you're going to have kennels with puppies next to each other, especially different ages, they dang sure need to have the small enough squares they don't stick their faces through. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Little slipper nearby.
Yeah. I mean, there was a solid wall between the 2 kennels, but she stuck hers out the front and looked over, and they stuck their head out the front and looked over and got her.
I see.
I mean, I didn't foresee that happening.
Me neither. That's pretty wild.
Yep.
Well, talking about wild things, we got some more voicemails.
Heck yeah.
I'm pretty excited about them.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to listen to them now or dive into a little more what happened today. Or
No, you brought them up, right? Let's bring them up.
All right. Well, let's see what this one is. Where to find it. All right, here we go.
Hey Trav, hey Chance, it's Sarah Lee here from the Lee's Working Dogs. Hope you guys are both going well. For your competition, the answer is Mike Thompson's dad collected toothpick holders and teacups.
Heck yeah.
I'm absolutely loving the podcast. Keep up the great work.
Well, thanks, Sarah. Yeah. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Voice memo and all.
And that one comes from across the pond.
Yep. And that was an Aussie.
Yep. And she's up, I think maybe Coverdale Media Prize might be coming out, which is a really cool prize.
That's what it should be, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. It is.
If she's in range.
She is. Yep. I will
Perfect.
get with them and see where everything is and line it all up. But yeah, we'll get her in contact with Brooklyn and they can set her up. And
You know what would be cool about that is if once it goes down, we can post about it and see some of the pictures and kind of
we'll share the heck
out of whatever happens there.
what she can do. Yeah. And that would be awesome.
Heck yeah. You want to slip in a little advertisement?
Heck yeah.
All right.
Stock Dogs Unleashed is proudly supported by Coverdale Media, capturing the grit, skill, and the heart of the working dog world through professional photo and video. Find them on Facebook and Instagram. Support those who support us.
Coverdale Media.
Yep.
Heck
Perfect.
yeah. Fun.
Yep. And so thanks for that. That was a good one. And this one dates back a little bit because we haven't been around each other to get it up. So this will be a good one from a previous podcast. This one's from Jordan.
Jordan who?
Deterting.
Oh.
Yep.
Not a Jordan we know yet.
No, it's not. Listen to what he has to say.
Hey, Travis and Chance. It's Jordan from Missouri. As far as the podcast where Travis said he had a sacrifice dog or one that wasn't quite trained, maybe enough to do the jobs, I relate to that a lot. And it's really, really fun to hear other people in those situations that I agree with Chance and the fact that, yes, there needs to be more training done, but we still have a job to do. And kind of like with training horses, you really can't, there's certain things that you can't expect them to learn how to do in a pen with control, and we can put as much of that in them as we can, but until we put them in a real life scenario, we don't know how much bite control they have, how much they can control their emotions.
Pause it.
Even saying that, I definitely...
So a couple of points there. What do you think about that?
I think you should listen to the rest.
I know I should, but I'll forget topics unless it's almost over. Is it almost over?
No.
Because he's got a fair bit to say.
One more minute, yeah.
I got you. So a couple things on there. Like, I agree. The job's more important than a lot of things, but also kind of on the point of River. I mean, I think it all depends on how much you're willing, how much training, you know what I mean? Because you can put it down in a recall before you ever take them to a job, and that mitigates a lot. And the other point of what he was saying about the bite control, you do a lot of bite control in a 16-foot pen, that I don't want to do my bite control out in a big pasture on mama cows.
No.
But I mean, some people, it's what you got, what you do, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying it's not what I would prefer.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's what any of us prefer, but at a certain point, you're just like, I need the dog.
I got the job today and I need help, and hopefully she can help me without getting hurt.
Yep. And it's pushing them past it, but that's just sometimes how the cookie crumbles, I think.
Yep.
For some
Well, I think
ideal. It's not an ideal scenario.
Right. Well, and I'll be honest. I'm going to be blunt. Freaking, that's how the cookie crumbles. If that's how you, I mean, it's a little bit of lack of planning. You know what I mean? Freaking, I think if you got dogs, and I know firsthand, you can be in a bad way quick on dogs. You think you got more than you need, and you got too many, and then you sell one, and one gets hurt, and the other one gets pregnant, and all of a sudden you're really low on dogs,
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. There is circumstances, but I truly believe it's best for the dog to try to mitigate that as much as possible.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I think he's agreeing with that too.
Yeah. I think so too.
Just how it goes. Sometimes you just got to get the job done still.
Yep. 100%.
Younger dogs that, it's been kind of baptism by fire, trying to build up the ranks. And I do try to save my good dogs for the jobs that I know are going to be a little trickier, and know that I'm going to have to run them a little harder, just trying to keep my good dogs good. So I'm guilty of that as well. I'm kind of new into the stock dog deal. A little bit about us. I mean, we run a fairly good-sized cow-calf operation here in Missouri. I manage it, and then me and my wife run a cow-calf operation as well. We background some yearlings on the side, and started raising dogs in the last 3 or 4 years, and kind of got into the border collie deal about 7 years ago, and kind of hit the ground running. Did what everybody always does, is you get one that's kind of decent and you screw up the first one anyway, and then you get a second one and maybe it didn't turn out like you wanted to, so instead of waiting a year, I ended up with like 6 or 7 dogs in the kennel, because I wanted, well, if this dog doesn't fit my personality, I want to back up. Well, then by doing that, I stretched myself so thin that I couldn't give each dog enough time to really get the most out of it. So finally we've gotten ourselves out of that situation, so we've kind of got a kennel of varying ages of dogs. We try to just keep a couple young ones around as we're going on with them.
Exactly.
So far we've only raised a couple litters and sold puppies. I'd like to get to the point where, as you guys say, that where we keep the entire litter and train them and then move on and kind of pick the one that fits our operation the best, and then sell the rest as started dogs, or even get on to finishing them. But by no means am I a dog trainer. I'm a guy that is stretched too thin and unwilling to pay help and have a lot of dogs to get the job done. And sometimes, instead of having one really, really good one, I've got 2 or 3 that are, good enough for me, and that's kind of what matters on our operation. So, but no, back to, man, if I was going to choose a side, I definitely side towards Travis, as far as still having to do the job. And if your kennel's not deep enough to just go, well, I need to train this one more, put it back and go find a different one. Sometimes you've got to baptism by fire those dogs, and I totally get it, because that's us, and we run enough cattle that sometimes something's hurt, and so you've got to pull up the ranks. And what we've found with our dogs, and maybe it's just we're getting lucky with our bloodlines, but they seem to take the pressure really well, and our dogs are kind of over aggressive alligators, like what you guys describe. And I'd say that for the most part, that maybe getting thumped a little bit makes them a little smarter. They kind of learn how to control themselves, so that way they don't get hurt. Some of them can't, and they of course need to go back to the training pen and get more control. But as far as like weighing in on a side, I know Chance is right, but I still feel like Travis has a point as far as time is valuable, and if you still got to get the job done, they're still your employees as far as I'm concerned. Is that's the reason we have the dogs, is to get a job done, and sometimes it just has to be done. So sorry for the short voice memo, but I just thought I'd weigh in, and I've been wanting to send you guys a voice memo for a while. I just haven't made time to do it. So God bless and have a great day.
That's so cool.
It is. It's super neat. We appreciate it very much. Thanks. And yeah, we're all on the same page. Jordan and I, and we're and you as well. That yes, more training is better.
Yep.
But if you don't have it, you still got to get the job done, and you need their help. You sometimes, like you said, baptism by fire. I'm very guilty of it.
Yeah. Well, the best part about that whole thing was to hear him talk about how much effort he's put in the last few years. Like, okay, I don't like that, and I'm trying to mitigate it. He's trying to build up his kennels, breed, and be in a position where he has different ranges of ages, and he's that, because when you got good ones that you can use, then you get training on the next ones coming up, and then that way you're not stuck in a spot where you're putting the dog's life in danger and just deciding to go back and do it again over and over.
And yes, exactly. And one of the things I did think was fun, because I done the exact same thing, and I think a lot of people that get into working dogs do it, is you get one, good one, and maybe you screw them up, maybe you don't, maybe they're pretty good, And then you start getting hooked. You're like, I better get a couple more. Exact same thing. It's like, yeah, maybe I'll just get 2 of them pups because if one doesn't fit me, maybe the other one will.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get these big. That's why they make 7-hole kennels.
Yeah. Yep.
So
It gets a little rough sometimes.
It is, but it's part of the fun. And
that's the hard part about keeping a litter is you get a litter of 5 or 6, and you have 5 or 6 more dogs on top of the 2 you just bred.
Yep.
But if you can manage it, it is, I think, worth its weight in gold, because then you can pick your favorite. And I can promise you, they change so much by the time they're a year old. The one you decided to sell at 15 weeks or even 6 months, a lot of times will turn around and you're like, ooh, I should have kept that one.
Everyone gets you every time.
Gets everybody, yep.
But I wonder when you're getting into it, like, there's a trap there in that, saying that too. So you say you get, I do that. I get more. I like having multiple dogs, getting a few, training a few here, and like all different types. But it's pretty easy for a guy that's out there working to go, I need 2 or 3 dogs, and I'll get them all pretty nice. I have 3 nice dogs at the end of it. But it's like riding horses or doing anything. If you have multiple of them, and they could all have the potential to be world stars, like great animals, and you've got to divide your time over all of them, they all become averagely good. But if you've got a below average one that it's your only one, and you put all your time into it, I think it is a better animal at the end than the 3 with so much potential, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. To spread out your time. Choose your time wisely.
Yep.
And don't spread out quality over quantity.
Yep. And that is the hard part. So how do you do that? How do you do what he's doing and try to be prepared with several levels of dog, but still spread your time out equally on those dogs enough that you come up with good dogs? And the truth of the matter is, you just can't. If you have that one special dog, you cannot treat those 7 dogs the same as you would that one special dog. But the problem with having that one special dog, she gets stepped on, breaks her back like Slim, and you're out of commission.
Yeah,
you know,
and you get to rely on them and stuff. So yeah, you've got to have multiple. I think he's doing the right thing. Varying ages.
Oh, 100%. You have to, even if it is quality over quantity, what you prefer. You still need more than that. Just it's also the old, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes,
you know what I mean,
exactly.
because it'll get you.
Yeah, there's many ways to go about it, but no, I think that's
how many ways is there to skin a cat, Travis?
Like I said in the first podcast, and this may be our last one, and I just don't want to go into that because that's not what I do.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and another one, we got an email from a guy named Peyton, which I really, it's something that I think is very important, and we've brushed over it multiple times. He was asking about what we thought about opinion on putting the dog in a quiet place after training on them to let them soak in information that you just gave them.
Yeah.
And we brush over it all the time, but it's I think it's really important.
If you can do it, yes.
If you can get it done, like I'm lucky, like I load my dogs into all the kennels in the back of my truck. Then I go to the training pen. So everything is locked separately by itself in a quieter place. But I think that you take them out and work them and then bounce them back in their kennel and then they play around with the other dogs. I still think you get the same product and I think they retain it. I just think they retain a little more if they're in that quiet place for a little while, a certain time, half an hour or something like that, you know?
Yeah, supposed to give them an opportunity to think about what just happened is what it's supposed to do. Yeah. I have no way of proving it, but I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, well, I
can put them in a nice quiet place that's dark, that's just basically their mind's not distracted, and then kind of mull over what all just went down just now.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. I think it's like Roy says, that dog's always looking for the next step. So he's always thinking as soon as you come out of the work pen, go back and jerk around with his friends. Just like a horse that you come home with. If you tie a colt up for a couple of hours after you ride him, he's not thinking about getting home and playing around and getting unsaddled, and he starts fidgeting and starts leaving. I think it's a thing. It's a benefit, I think. I like it.
I would assume so. Like I said, I don't have any proof, but I would assume so. I've heard it quite a bit.
Yeah, I like it. And it's not always the easiest case.
Not always feasible. Like, how would you do it?
If
Would you do it?
If I just was doing it when I didn't have my dog boxes, just take a crate, go to train on your dog, and if you've got another one to train, put that dog behind the shed where he can't see what's going on and put a sheet over him if you had to.
I would have loved if you'd put George behind the shed today where he couldn't see us working in his dog box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. He's a loud dog and it's painful. But
no, I think the reason I say that, I do think it's beneficial that it is out of sight, out of mind. They're not watching you train the next dog.
Yep. And I think that's just
because that's all they're thinking about then, if they can see you through the peephole of their dog box.
Yeah. So if you just got one, it's even easier.
Yep.
Just throw them in a box and walk away for a little while. But yeah, sorry for people with their the volume turned up loud. Chances bashing things up over here.
Yeah, I smacked it with my thumb.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, anyway, I thought that was a really good point and very valid to bring up. So thank you, Peyton, for bringing that up.
Yeah, that's a good email too.
Mm-hmm. So, and that is it. But we got two, and I was ecstatic. I seen them pop up, and I was like, "This is great."
Yeah.
So we appreciate them. It makes it fun knowing that people are out there.
And I really like the voice memos. I wish we get more of them. They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Super awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we worked some more dogs today. The same dogs we worked yesterday. Seen a little improvements here and there. Cindy, that little female, looked night and day for me.
Yep.
Just playing around.
Lots of benefits from yesterday's work. Just a few things that we picked out and was like, you know what? I think this is what she needs for just a minute. Mm-hmm. And you worked it a little bit yesterday, and you're like, all right, I'm going to reiterate that today. And then it almost didn't look like there was an issue.
Yeah. That was the same as that other dog Z too for me.
Oh, yep.
It's fun because you come to a different place, and you get different people's eyes on what you're doing, and they might catch something you're not seeing.
As long as you don't get upset about it, it's usually beneficial.
Yeah. No, I think that if you can have someone watch you, that's like mine and working dogs. It's like when people are at the trials or watching out the training pen. It's a different view that they've got, not worried about the dog, and they go, "Hey, you're missing it right here," and it's a good thing. You mightn't like hearing it every time.
Well, and also when you go to somebody else's house, your dog is more likely to pop out the holes in the program that he hasn't caught yet, because he's safe and knows the pattern at home. He changes pen, changes stock, and changes the stimulus that's all around him. And all of a sudden holes pop out that you didn't know you had, Yep.
And isn't that very upsetting when they do that? They're looking pretty good.
No, I mean, we have video of you working your comp dog yesterday. I mean, it's very visibly upsetting. He told me I couldn't bring it up again, but I did. I'm sorry.
I told you got one day to bring it up because it'll never happen again. And
I'm going to lose from now on.
Yes. So keep your smiling. That's all right. It's still. I'm
still just so happy
I can handle it. But I do think though, when you do it and your dog's looking good at home and you want to go, hey, check this out.
You come home, or you go to a new place, it's hard. It really is.
And then they do something, and the other guy's like, oh, well, you're missing them right there. You're like, we didn't ever do that. I see what's going on. You get mad. But
it makes you mad because you always want to say that he never does this at home.
And everyone
says
that's
true.
That. Yes, everyone says that. But it is good to see that whole and be like, well, if I go anywhere else, he's going to do it. So it's a kind of a fun setting. But no, so it's been... I'm glad. And then what about some of you see any improvements in the dogs you worked or things that you like?
Oh, who did I work today that I freaking worked yesterday that I thought was... you got my mind clicking. I wasn't ready for that question, Travis. You got me stumped. Now I'm getting nervous and even more stumped.
You're looking like a Brett Caber over there going bright red.
I like dogs that bite. We're getting the bird. We got the bird.
Yeah. But, the stock test and the puppies, and maybe you didn't get any out really.
No, I worked my comp dog. And
you got your Bo. You worked him. And
Joe Frost dog.
That was, dogs and kids will always make, they think it was a saying, dogs and kids always make a fool of you.
I don't know.
Because you got out and you're like, do you think this dog, how are these inside flanks? What do you think of these? And then he kind of blew off what he should have known, and you had to go back. And skip away from doing that
Yep.
and go into
Yep.
it.
Brett was sitting on the outside of the fence on one side of the pen, and you were sitting on kitty corner to him on the outside of the fence. Guys were talking a little bit. You had one dog on the barrel right outside the fence, and this is all stuff he has never seen one day of training in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think Brett got a phone call, and I was talking to both of you, and he just thought every word that come out of all three of our mouths was away, and it was like I had to tune in on him a little bit. I had to get after him, chastising, like, listen, enough of that. Freaking, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Now settle down, because all very exciting is all it was. And what was funny is I go over there and I let him know that I'm getting very annoyed at him to settle down. And then a little dirty bugger just started looking pretty fancy, I thought, compared to the first 2 minutes of his stuff that didn't look like he was trained.
Yes.
I'm like, he's not stopping. He's not going. He's not flanking the right way. He's not flanking properly,
He was flustered, and I think you were flustered because I believe when I said, hey, Chance, I don't think he needs inside flanks, maybe just regular flanks. You're like,
That's what it was, is I started the workout saying, I've been debating, I don't know whether I should super worry about inside flanks or if I should wait. And 2 minutes later, it's like, he dang sure ain't ready to be worrying about inside flanks. He's freaking doing anything he wants out here. But then when we got done, he was pretty fancy. And it's like, when you look like that, you are getting close to being ready to, start trying to handle the pressure of an inside flank. But we'll see. He's a wild card. He's a wild man.
Well, yeah, it was just fun. That's part of it. When even at your own house, a different stimulus, and I mean, pretty good to happen in a training setting until you go to actually do some work, and he gets the wheels fall off. It's good to see the wheels fall off there. I thought it was good.
Yep.
It doesn't feel good.
It always feels good when you watch somebody else's dog's wheels fall off.
Yeah, but in the big scheme of things, you're probably like, oh, thanks, I know
always.
now. I need a little bit more.
Thank you. So now I know what to work on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've heard it 100 times. You need to literally change the mindset to say, I'm so glad you made that mistake.
Which is a hard thing to do when your buddies are watching.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Thank you, Bo. Thank you.
You really
for letting everyone here know you are 100% not ready for inside flanks.
Yeah. So, and then you had Jasper out, and you're thinking he kind of needs to go do a job or what?
I don't know what Jasper needs. He's freaking frustrating me yet. We're not jiving. He's just pouty, I don't know what you want me to tell you about him. What do you know about him?
He's pouty.
I sent him to a trainer for 30 days and he gave up on that and decided to train him myself.
he's pouty, and you didn't give much answers. I thought he looked all right. I think you're being a little hard on him in my book, personally, for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's a nice, big, pretty dog that is happy to give a good, not clean nose by.
Yes, there's so much that I like about him.
Yeah,
100%. It's his attitude I don't like.
That's it. Yeah,
and I think almost any good trainer in the world would say that's my fault. So I appreciate you bringing this dog up and talking about it, so I can reiterate it. But
he's going to get better.
I will say, okay, let's dive into that a little bit. I was being harder on him, and this is two ways that me and you would disagree a lot. But from what we've been trained on a lot, it's some of them dogs that are avoiding and pouting need more pressure than the dogs that are coming in and biting all the time and hot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because if you allow them to avoid, then it gets worse. Yep. And they're like, oh, I can relieve my own pressure. I don't need you to relieve my pressure. I'll relieve it myself.
Yeah, and I think it's such a fine line that you're right, because I go the other way a lot and it bites me as well, because I'll be like, well, let's just work through this,
He's
buddy.
sad. He looks sad.
And then they take advantage of it and they learn a little bit to avoid it. And then I've got to try to get harder on them down the road. And then it turns into it's not murky waters. It's a fine line.
I've been through that before. And it's like when you try to get harder on them down the road, then they resent it worse because they're like, no, I know you know how to make me happy, Travis. And now you're going back to try and make me sad again. And I don't accept that.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to double quit now. Or I'm going to double pout, you know. And is the best way to be about it is from the beginning to be sanctioning enough to have their spirits in the right place.
I think so too.
And not lose it.
Yep.
And some dogs, it's really hard. Some dogs just flat. They just have that demeanor about them. You know what I mean? But Jasper's always showed me awesome stuff on his stock tests. I like the way he bites. He doesn't ever hold on. He's never has from a puppy. He bites, lets go, and looks at what he's biting at. And he bites clean, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and he's a big, pretty dog.
Yep.
But, yeah, just you go to training on him, and he thinks you're picking on him if you make him do it right. And if he's doing it wrong, he's happy. Yeah,
no, 100%. It's a tough battle to flip-flop, sure. That's why I like to bring him up, because I do the opposite and I get a different result. And I think it's such a fine line to flip-flop back.
I mean, a good example is George.
Yeah.
You're all the way to the arena, and now you're back to the 16-foot pen, and you're trying to work on some things that because he wants to act like he's going to get sad about, you've avoided a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's now having to learn how to take your pressure.
Yep.
He's trying to learn how to deal with your pressure, because you're like, I'm done. I'm no longer asking anymore. When I say there, I need you to stop.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
Yep.
And you can't just keep floating.
Exactly. And I think I've made him reactive. And I'm trying real hard to ease into it. And that's the other thing too, is I do like, if you're going to a different place, it is scary. Like they're nervous and scary. So I don't want that experience to be horrible. And this is just me. I don't want it to be like a thing, but that's the hard part, is I've got to transition into go, okay, we're at a new place. I know you're nervous. You're messing up a little bit. I understand why. I get it. And then the transition to flip over, like, okay, like even though we are here, let's go back to our basics and stuff. And I blame myself because his foundation wasn't great at my house. And that's why when we go somewhere, it kind of falls off. So I'm battling that as well. And I'm hopeful, and I think
he looks good. He's
getting
coming
better
so much. He's getting good fast.
Yeah, but
now that you've pinpointed your problem with him, and you're like, okay, I've got to work on it. It's just hard when you got to take steps backwards to fix what you left behind.
Yeah.
And if you want to go back to Jasper, like that, he likes to go behind his livestock and then hide there. And I don't mean quit. He works, but anywhere I go, he's just like, I'm just going to stay on my side. You know what I mean? And even though he fully knows at this point what it means to flank off balance, I've got to time it right, and I've got to have my positioning right and everything, and keep him going. And that's what I was working on. I was like, come off balance there. Now you can walk up and give you your treat. And it works. He likes it. He gets all excited about it, you know. But if my tone of my voice gets less than happy, he knows it right now, because he's so in tune to it. And if whatever, anything, the pressures of the day is making me less patient than ever, than normal, then Jasper's a good one to put off, just because he's a bit sensitive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Just a different mentality in dogs. And I know, like George, he's not really into just coming in and crashing through me. He's more softer and giving than the other dogs are, but he comes up with this avoiding, looking away, can't control it. He's not crashing, but he's not crashing into the livestock and pushing on me that way. He's avoiding looking at the livestock, and he's
paying attention.
It looks like a puppy.
It looks like a puppy move, but what he's literally doing is, he's like, if I'm going to hold still, I'm going to look all over. But what he does worst of all is he doesn't hold still.
Mm-hmm.
He is like, I know you said there, I took it. Now I'm going to start working my angle again to try to get closer. In that aspect, he's like, I'm not going to sit here and focus and have self-control.
Yeah.
I'm either going to stare at the stars or I'm going to be working my angle to come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In that aspect, he is trying to come in or let go. It's not, I'm going to not let go and not come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what he's avoiding.
And that's the thing is, I think that's, it's fun doing this with all these different type of dogs and trying to figure out what they're thinking and plan with it. But that's the biggest thing is asking yourself why.
Why? What's the matter? What do they need?
Understanding it. And that's makes a lot of sense to me. So,
oh, yeah. 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 It's a good deal. You're not a dog trainer if you're not trying to figure out what the dog needs.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be holes in him, there'll be holes in the next one, there'll be holes in the next one. It's just minimizing don't try not to make the same holes in the next dog. And because there's always going to be holes in them somewhere that you not constantly like. So,
yeah. Yep. 100%. 100%. You want to kick off on a little bit of a topic that we kind of got into the other day, but ran out of time to finish or whatever, or got edited out just because it was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to really dive into these expensive dogs.
Yeah, some of them are getting pretty expensive.
Yeah. I mean, the price is going up, and I love it. I love it. I mean, I've literally been hearing talks of $100,000 dogs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Holy heck!
Mm-hmm. But I had a cowboy. He works on a ranch for a living as an employee, and he lost his good dog. And he called me. He was like, "Man, I need a decent dog." And I'm like, "Okay, what have you been doing?" Well, it needs to freaking be able to work pairs. It needs to do outruns. It needs to do this. That needs to do that. And I'm like, "Man, you're talking about a $15,000 dog or more."
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if it's dead on what you're talking about, you're talking $25,000. I said, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that doesn't even exist in my mind, you know." And I'm like, "All right, so like, look, this is what $5,000 will get you." And he's like, and he got mad at me. He said, how did he phrase that? He's like, "I don't even understand how you think you can put that kind of a tag on a dog." That's not how he phrased it, but he was mad. He was offended that I had the balls to ask $5,000 for a dog that's ready to go to work. And I just kept talking to him. I'm like, "Well, you know, like, what do you do? What did you do? How would you use them? And this and that and the other." And in conversation, he literally tells me, "Yeah, I work for the ranch, and the boss that he has, let's say his name's Cody, he says would send him to do a job." And he was like, "Yeah, if you got time, that would be great because you can take your 2 dogs, and then me and Jeff don't have to go help you."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said, "All right, hang on. How much do you make an hour, bud?" He says, "I make $25 an hour." And I said, "All right." So he said, "You take your 2 dogs." And this guy literally is like, they didn't have come by or weigh. They had push them up and go get them and get back over here. You know what I mean? And that's what they had, which can be very, very useful. I mean, we've discussed that, you know, I don't want to branch out, but we've discussed the more buttons, the better. But these are the basic of the basic dogs of his.
Mm-hmm.
And I just told him, I don't sell trained dogs to that degree. They're either blank for you to start, or they're ready to go do a job that I did, you know. And so we was talking about it. But anyways, his boss sends him to go do a job with his dogs so that 2 other employees don't have to go. If he sends one of the other employees, he's got to send 2 other employees with that employee so that the job can get accomplished in a decent time. I'm like, so you are saving your dog or your boss $50 an hour. And your boss told you you save him $50 an hour. I said, tell me again that a $5,000 dog that you lost I said, your boss should be cutting you a $5,000 check for that dog and be so grateful, because $50 an hour doesn't take long to make $5,000
No, it does
at
not.
all.
Mm-mm.
You know?
No, and it's a very good point. I think that there is a value in it that just can't be missed, and is not always thought about in those terms for sure. But
Yeah, 100%. Nobody thinks about it. His boss told him that your dog's a $50 an hour dog, and he didn't hear it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody in our situation that's actually going out there in the mud and training those stinking buggers, you know.
I would like,
it's like, oh, you bet your butt he's a $5,000 dog. He's got a lot of time invested into him, and you're going to cry if you lose him. I promise.
Yep. Yeah, that is the hard part. Is you put it, and whatever the dog values are, there's hours in them, just like a nice horse. You put the time in, they're nice. Yep. You can appreciate them, buy them, and so yeah, they're dang sure worth it. I'm with you on that.
And just like the horse industry turning, you know, the horses can be outrageous if they're papered right and trained right. They get real expensive real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And like when we did Lance Knutson's interview, he was like, "You can make a horse do it. The dog has to want to."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you're looking for that dog that's willingly, happily ready to go do work.
Yes. Yeah. And it is. It's the same as having a ranch horse. It's a 500, well, I guess, you know, like a $500 horse. You go out and yeah, you can get the job done on him, but it's tough. But then you go and get on a cutter and you go out and want to work a cow. It's pretty fun.
Or you're sitting in the corral and they're pushing pairs past you and you're holding calves back. And will that $500 horse do that job? No.
Yeah.
You know?
And people will say, well, mine does, but you put a bit of time into him and he's looking pretty.
Right. And he ain't a $500 horse no more. If he's doing that, he ain't no $500 horse no more.
100%. You've done work. You put time into him. So
you can go get a $500 horse and make it a $10,000 horse, but he ain't no $500 horse no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So then that guy, you're like, hey, I'll give you $500 for him. Get out of here. Get out of my corral.
Yep.
Don't even insult me like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yet, it's funny, and I'm not talking ill on this guy. He was insulted that I wanted $5,000 for a dog that might go work cows.
It still shocks me how much
people don't know.
Yeah, it shocks me when you hear like, man, that's a lot of money for that dog. But the dogs that they're talking about are just nice. And
also
help you so much.
Yeah, and let's go back. Let's tie two subjects in together. What'd you say? Teaching that dog something about fire. What was the term you used?
Hold on 1 second. Talk about how you can insure them too.
Yeah, we're not leaving this subject yet.
Yeah, okay.
Baptism
by fire.
Baptism by fire. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's where a little bit of this stigma comes from. That BS. I'm not spending that kind of money on a dog. Well, it's because the history. That's a good biting healer, and this is a good biting border collie, or this border collie isn't so natural. He goes out and works, and he just clicks with me, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they just go. They might have paid $50 for the dog, and they just take him right out on the job. And the crazy part about it is I honestly, my opinion is that I would wager that 1 out of 20 makes a dog.
Yeah. Well,
and I could be wrong. That's just a guess.
And I think you're right.
Like how many of the strong ones get broken and killed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How many of the weak ones get plumb ran off because they don't even know how to start that scenario? So they're like, he's not going to make it. How many of them they're like, oh, he's not going to make a cow dog. He's never seen cows in his life. And I went over and took him to cows that want to kill him. But yeah, he ain't going to make no cow dog, you know? Mm-hmm. And the other thing is so like I've heard cowboys, and I'm not talking bad about anybody. This is their position in life. I've had cowboys say, I was like, where do you train your dog? And he says, what do you mean? I said, where's your training pens? And he's like, oh, I don't have no training pens. I'm like, how do you train your dogs? He says, well, I just go out and I have my older dogs round up my cows when I'm moving them and stuff. And I just take them puppies along and they just really learn from them other dogs, you know, and they just start helping. Mm-hmm. And that's great. That's the type of dog that makes it. they're just soft enough or not strong enough, in my opinion, to go in and get hurt. But with 2 or 3 other dogs, they're good enough to help, and they've got herding instincts and they want to help and they listen, but they don't get hurt, but they also don't run off. That's a very specific dog, and they're not that thick. It's not super easy to come by one of those types of dogs. Mm-hmm. But my thought was at that point was I got my first border collie, and it's Brick. And if you turned him loose at 8 weeks old, he's going to kill himself on a cow. Mm-hmm. There was no way at any point in time I could have ever just let him go in his life out with other dogs on a herd of cow and just start learning. He would have killed himself. Matter of fact, he got loose right here in this driveway, and I think he was 16 weeks old, and he went out and got a hold of, I got there just as he eyed up on him. He found him because he was a little guy, and he eyed up on my 1,800-pound bull. And the bull was trying to get away from him, and he was saying, "You ain't going nowhere, and I'm going to get a hold of you." And he cornered him up, and the bull went over the top of him. And when he did, Brick had a hold of his lower jaw, and he made it 3 jumps. And then when he come off, the bull was standing on him, and it ripped tendons in his legs, and he had to go to the vet. And he walked on 3 legs till he was almost 7 months old, It's a bad deal. That could have killed him so fast right there. It'd have been, insane. And that's when I learned, man, that's a young pup. I've really got to keep an eye on this bugger. He's going to get himself hurt, and tie that into the amount of time it takes to make these dogs. I think that's where the stigma comes in, where they don't want to pay for these dogs, is that it's kind of the thing to get cheap dogs and take them, see if they're going to work. If they don't work, give them away, or they get hurt and die. You know what I mean? And then just get some more dogs and try them until you land on the one that works.
Yeah. No, and it's a thing too. I'm with you on that. I don't blame the guys for doing it. I think it's a lot of people that just take them.
Like I said, that's where they're at in their world, and that's what they know. And even that guy had good bloodlines. He was producing those dogs. Mm-hmm. He was good at producing those dogs. Most of his dogs worked, and they ended up working out. And he was doing good with it. And that's great. I love that. That's fine, because that type of dog can handle that, But look at how many, in my opinion, more dogs would make good cow dogs, especially the strong ones, if you could harness it before they get hurt.
Oh, yeah. There is in that. And it comes down to time and the want to do it. I know plenty of guys that love riding their horses, and they make these really nice horses, but they take the dogs to just help them at work, and their passion is not in the dog. They appreciate the dog, it helps them, but their passion's in making their horses nice, and they'd be much rather start a colt than start a dog. Right. And I get that completely. So I get just diving into it. The thing I think that they miss out on is just the buttons are so nice, and once they use them, they wouldn't want to have it any other way.
It's the same as their horse they're riding. Right. Once they learn to ride a responsive horse, they always want a responsive horse. And I think that's why the dog world is growing at such a rate that it's growing at, is people are witnessing more and more and more of those dogs with buttons. And they're like, oh, really? I could just learn the commands and run that like a freaking remote control car. Yeah, I'm in. Sign me up. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that is part of it. But that's the same with me. Like, not a horse trainer or anything like that. But I like riding. I dang sure like riding a nice bridle horse, and my deal is in the dog. My passion's in the dogs. So once the bridle horses horses I do have get too old, or the kids start riding them more, maybe I'm not going to hop on one, and that's not my deal. I don't want to go hop on a colt and ride it and do that sort of thing.
Maybe you're going to buy one.
I'd pay the money from someone that had the passion for it, and I would be happy for it.
Then you brought up the insurance, just like on a horse. Mm-hmm. You can insure them. You can insure them at full price of what you paid for them, and they cover just about any accident in the world on those things.
I think it's an investment on your.
I think other than just getting a sickness, and you not taking care of them and dying, they cover them. Mm-hmm. So
no, and there's a huge benefit in it, and I think people and educate yourself too. You're like, well, let's see what these fancy dogs are worth. You don't have to go buy one. Turn up, call someone that has nice dogs.
Call Travis. He'd love to come over and show you.
Yeah, show
You know
you
what I mean? Guys that have nice dogs are like, oh, you bet I'll be over, or you come over and look at these things, because I promise you, you're going to like it.
Yep.
You know?
And if you don't, even if you don't have no desire to buy one, just call someone up and say, hey, I want to see what these things can do and where the ceiling is, like where like stop. It's
honestly, how much money can they save me? Call one of them up and say, hey, I heard they could save me money. Tell me how.
Yeah.
Show me how.
Yep. And come out and see and play around with it. And maybe if you get bit by the dog bug, you'll have multiple dogs.
You'll be in trouble if you do.
It gets you bad. It got me. Yep. But no, I think there's something there. But yeah, once you see it and feel it, you don't really want to go back.
No.
Once you ride a nice horse, you don't want to go back.
No. Yep.
You want all of them to be that way.
Yep.
And if you like making your dogs that way, go ahead. It's a blast.
Yep.
But if your passion's in horses or something else, go out and spend
I
the
grew
money.
up loving horses. I grew up riding horses. I got into it as a young teenager, but and I watched Clinton Anderson videos, and I don't even remember what they were clear back then, but I watched them enough to learn how to get on their back and start riding. And that was the end of my horse training right there.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we just rode till you were a good horse. And I had some phenomenal horses as a kid that did crazy, stupid stuff, but it dang sure never was side passing or any flexing or giving or anything, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got less patient, as I got older, it was just freaking get on them and pull this way, pull to the left and whack them on the right, get going,
Yep.
And it's no different. Once I got into the dogs, I'm like, oh, maybe there's something a little more to them horses that everybody's raving about.
You're the guy with the cowboy with the dog that he takes to work. Hey, it's there. It helps me.
I took the horse to work.
And it's there. It helps me.
Yep.
It's helped me from walking. And
that's a good example, really. I'm doing exactly what you're doing with River with horses, or I used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm embarrassed that I did that, as you should be.
You insulted me multiple times on this podcast. I'm seeing that.
You are seeing that.
Yep.
But I am that guy that freaking, I've got that buckskin horse out there. She's good dang proof of just get on and go and learn the job the rough way. No mercy. Just wing it, Mm-hmm. Now, I will say she had to stop. She knew how to turn left. She knew how to turn right. She knew how to walk up. She knew how to call back. You know what I mean? I broke her. It just wasn't like Pat. Send him over to your buddy in Nevada and get some training on him so that I can get a good feel for a nice giving horse. And it's like, whoa, boy.
Who would you rather be around for 10 hours?
Oh, 100%. 100% Pat.
Yep.
A new horse.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go back. I don't ride that old gal. 2 reasons. I'm like, you know what? You earned your keep and you're retired. And I just don't want to. I don't care if she's 5. I wouldn't ride her again as long as Pat's sitting here ready to go.
Yep. No.
It's so much more pleasurable. I can get a job done so much easier. And honestly, I risk mine and the cows' lives less.
Yep. So Pat dies tomorrow.
I'm going to go get another one.
Yep. Nice one.
And if I can't make myself learn to train him the way Pat is trained, I will pay for it again.
Yep.
But I think I'll bite the bullet and say, okay, I kind of got a feel for what he should act like, and that's the way I'm gonna strive for. Plus, I got a buckaroo son that will probably do all the hard part, and then I'll get on and do the easy part. That's the perks of having.
I was just waiting for Caden to come over and punch you in the head.
Yeah, he's not that big yet.
Pretty big.
He's not that disrespectful.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Okay. Fair enough.
He still helps me with my broncs.
That's fair. Yeah. He's your bronc son.
Good. It's good. It's a good thing to have.
And he's rodeo and saddle bronking.
Yeah. Kicking ass.
Yep. So he's
kicking ass,
doing
enjoying it. We went up to Idaho, watched him last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Took home a pile of money. Freaking rode some fancy horses. I got high hopes for him. He's doing good.
Yep. And a person of your age and the way you ride a bucket horse, I would probably.
Yes, honestly, like you can tell. You can just see it.
No.
100%.
No, what? No,
Can't fall off. Won't fall off.
I
Told you, Travis.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
you
just
yet to see it.
I'd say just go buy you a nice horse.
You ain't gonna see it, bud. I don't even know what you're gonna do.
Yep. All right.
Oh, you run out of shit to say?
Yeah.
You're getting down to 55 minutes an episode now instead of 10.
Yeah.
We got all our emails checked.
Yes, sir. Let me double check to make sure that I didn't miss anyone's prizes, but I think that was all. I do like giving away your stuff.
You got any? I wish we'd have thought about it a little bit. We should have done something to give something away.
You what?
I said I wish we'd have thought about it a little bit. We could have come up with something to give away. A reason to give something away. You got something off the top of your head? You fast?
You know, I don't. Not this week.
Next time. Sorry, folks.
Not this week.
Sorry, folks. I'm going to keep this bugger.
Yeah, I'd hope you don't send anyone that one. Yeah, it comes with hair follicles from Chance slowly balding.
Yep. It's a bad deal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll catch you on the next one, folks.
Sounds like a plan. You can catch all our episodes of Stock Dogs Unleashed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Don't miss an episode. Hit that follow button. Without you guys showing your support, we can't keep growing. So join us every week for insights, laughs, and all things ranch life. But seriously, hit that follow button.